Sourdough bread in real time that we love. So first 700 grams of water. And now we're going to add 200 grams of our sourdough starch. And you can see that it's floating, and that's one of the reasons I like to do it this way, is you can see how active it is. It's really floating. 100 grams of starter. And I like to put it into the water because then you can do the float test and you can see that this starter is very active. It's floating on top of the water. Now I'm going to take my Danish dough whisk and give it a quick stir. I just like doing it this way because then I know all of the starter is really getting incorporated into the water. Okay, so now I'm going to add 500 grams of Kamut flour. We've been trying different kinds of flour and this has been working really well. I love the color of it. It's this beautiful yellow color and it's an ancient grain that's never been modified. So we're going to go with 500 grams of this Kamut flour. With 500 grams of bread flour. It's got a higher protein than like an all-purpose flour. The one I've been using is King Arthur bread flour. And it's been just turning out so great. So 500 grams. Whoa. So now I'm going to add 20 grams of salt, which is basically the equivalent of 3.5 teaspoons of salt. Oh, a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, now we're going to mix it. Okay, this dough has been going for almost 3 minutes and it's fine. But you can tell that it's well incorporated, but it's still really sticky. Okay, I just got done mixing the dough and it just needs to sit and rest so that that water can be absorbed by the flour. You can tell it's like nowhere ready to be stretched yet because as I pull it, it just kind of rips. So as you'll see a big difference as I let this dough rest for 30 minutes, you're gonna see that it's gonna be much more stretchy and pliable even in just a half an hour. So we're gonna let it rest for half an hour and come back and start our stretch and folds. Okay, it's been about 25 minutes and let me show you how the dough is looking now. And tip, when you're working with sticky dough, you wanna have wet fingers, so don't forget to get your fingers wet. But look how much the dough has changed in just that 25 minutes. It's more elastic and it's just really feeling nice and silky. So we're gonna do our stretch and folds. Go all the way around the bowl. Stretch and fold. 1 or 2 more. But does not look pretty. And 1 more. And that's it. So now we'll cover it and let it rest for another 30 minutes. Okay, it's been half an hour. Let's look at the dough now. It's getting more and more stretchy. It's shiny. It is looking amazing. Going all the way around the bowl. Last one. You can see how it's getting a lot more difficult to stretch. Now it's time for it to relax again. Okay. Stretch and fold number 3. Okay. Okay, this is the last stretch and fold, number 4. Look how nice it's looking. It's getting bubbly. Okay, now we just let it rest on the counter for about 4 hours.